to 4 potentially. But losing this map means that they are, you know, dangerously close to losing out here and walking away with second place for a second season in a row. They want to better that. They want to do better than they did previously. So hopefully this time around, as we head on to map number 2 in this best of 5 series, perhaps we'll see that fight really start.
We really will, and now we are on Mirage with the pistol round already beginning and both of the teams settling themselves up and take it this time around. We are going to see what they bring to the table, but for now, they are going for the pretty standard, sending one guy towards B, focusing the rest on towards A. Smokes being expended. And we should be expecting a pretty standard A side execute with all the smokes that they need, and should fairly be easy for them to walk into A side and get the bomb down. And look at that, the flank, the lurk is now coming into play, but unfortunately wasn't really able to secure a kill there in Prodigy. Now that they know about them, they have to clear them out first before moving into side, and they will exactly do that. There we go, shots being fired, but none of them being landed. Prodigy staying alive for a bit longer. Eventually being taken out. CT control has been taken. They are over-aggressing towards CT, and Evil Scrabble is doing a great job at it. Finding too early on already, and yeah, this match is pretty much done and dusted for Unnamed Project. Teiko with a really nice pistol round, a good call there, sending Prodigy finding the perfect timing, albeit missing his shots, but still somehow, you know, managing to get one with him before going down. So yeah, overall a really well-rounded round by these guys. So we once again have a early timeout coming in from Teiko.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the issue in that is the fact that Prodigy takes so long to die. Not only that, he gets one before he's eventually traded. When you have so many bodies in towards mid, you have so much more to play with. You've got to be winning that out. Now that one lurker has pulled so much attention away, the rest of the team is busy trying to make their way up long, trying to kind of retake from that scenario, but the rest of your team isn't in any sort of position to try to play off of or to try to help you in any regard. And it just gets very, very messy. It definitely came down to timings and information. And unfortunately, you know, pistol rounds, they tend to be a little bit coin flippy. This time around, luckily for Teiko, they're the ones who, you know, that coin flip lands on heads and they will take that round. So they come into this one with a really decent buy. The interesting thing here is that Unnamed Project has gone for a force. A really weird force, man. Like, look at these guns. Part of me, so the Chaos Gremlin in me is really hoping that this pays off. Okay. A little bit of a debate. Okay.
They sold the Nova and the Negev as well. Might be just they're just messing with it and they're like, yeah, never mind. Yeah, this should be fairly easy for Teiko to manage, as Unnamed Project decided to just gamble it out on B, and now they're all there. And all they can really do is just go for exits while Teiko tries to hunt down for them, because these guys, they have 4 mag 10s that they do need those kills to, you know, rack up that cash. But for now, both sides they're just chilling. A really pacifist round of Counter-Strike going on for now. They're just, and finally Teiko out for the hunt. A really nice crossfire setup on Kitchen. There we go. The bait has been done. H2IF. He's not going to be checked, and he's going to be finding one with the P250. He goes Scrabble though. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we expected. A little bit of damage done, so that's quite nice. They went for the gamble stack over towards B, and had Teiko opted to push B, that could have worked out beautifully, but unfortunately they didn't. They went A instead. So what I do find interesting is that Teiko hunted. They went looking for that stack. They wanted to get that extra cash. They wanted to really cause problems. So for Unnamed Project, it's a bit of an unfortunate way for that round to end. That's okay. They come into this one. They've got some weaponry. They've forced Teiko to have to reinvest into this round. They've got the opening kill. So, you know, still some good possibilities.
For sure, but now we're finally seeing good old mid take, and Teiko actually being really successful in that, finding 2 early picks on Lyron and Versailles both. Now the question is, where do they move on? And with how they've positioned themselves, it's probably going to be B. But the interesting thing is that look at where Healing is. He is really deep inside DV room somehow. And can definitely flank from both sides, but Apps will likely be his best option, while H2IF is going to be catching one, trying to cross through short. Teiko have made their way towards B side, but they're in a world of trouble right now because they've just lost 2 people trying to do that, and the bomb is down as well, so there's no point of having sight. Evil Scrabble, despite finding H2IF, there has to go back, retrieve the bomb, and then come back towards sight. Healing is going to keep it locked.
These are the lurks that I was waiting for, man. I wanted this so badly earlier, but of course it's Unnamed Project that finally do it. And it works out beautifully. Get in behind enemy lines, shut down the bomb carrier, and at that point, what on earth are the T's meant to do? You set up a nice little crossfire there. Crossfire wasn't even needed. Defrayed gets 2, so he just shuts down any attempt at reclaiming that bomb. And in the blink of an eye, Unnamed Project pull the control right back into their wheelhouse. And for Teiko, it's been a couple of expensive, well, I suppose the round before wasn't that expensive. They only lost 2 players, so it's not too bad. They're still in this reasonably well, but money now a problem. Losing this round would be a huge problem, so this needs to be pretty clinical.
For sure. Once again, Teiko. A lot of space created towards mid and Smokey even seeming very keen on taking that window control, but for now it's going to be doubly honest because there's nobody there. So he might just have the timing peeks out, but oh way. The reaction is just in time. No picks on either sides. Utils are being expended, but yeah, it really wouldn't be wise peeking off that. But Resize finding that 1 kill through the smoke. Healing, peeking Apps just in time, finding one there as well. Teiko, a lot of damage dealt. A-Lark shut down as well. Look at these guys. They're just aware of every single angle. Every single opportunity Teiko tries to create, they just shut it down instantly. And yeah, with that, the second round is theirs. And, well, once again, even scoreline as we always say. Unnamed Project not letting Teiko get too ahead of themselves. And, yeah, here we are.
Some of those shots were nasty, I'll be honest. Like, unreasonable nasty. Love to see it, though. Love those really, really crisp kind of pixel shots that I would never... I mean, my AK doesn't do that, but here we are. Here we are.
It's fine.
There you go. You know, it's like pro players have this aura, you know, and it just it makes them shoot harder. It's not that they shoot well and therefore they have aura. No, it's the other way around. You might think that it's
aura. That's why they shoot
well. Exactly. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're good at the game. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just don't have aura. I have negative aura.
You and me both, buddy. That's fine. Trying to get something out of those deagles, but oh well. Nothing really except a body shot landed onto her side. That wasn't even a body shot, that was a nade, I'm pretty sure. Because if it was, a lot more damage would have been dealt. Look at that. It's finally popped, but look at that Smokey actually finding one through. I mean, for now, this round, it's just all that they really need to do is get the bomb down. Somehow. Get to the CT guy, cross through jungle, Resize, never mind. Look, oh my god, these guys are not stopping. I mean, the passive aggressiveness from these guys, Unnamed Project, they lost a player, sure, fine, whatever. Fell back, but they just aggress right back in at the perfect time. And yeah, getting those kills. Solo 1v2, though.
Ooh.
Not for long.
Nice adjustment from Healing. Spots the shoulder on the right side, realizes that there's going to be a bit of a dodge or a duck and dive to the left, so well predicted there. That round gets a little bit too close for comfort, I feel like, but Unnamed Project, they win the round, and that's the most important part. And even if they lose this round, they'll still have some decent cash. Okay, Resize might be in a little bit of danger if they lose this, but the rest of the team, happy days. And let's face it, chances of them losing this round, given how the last 3 have gone, it's 3 consecutive rounds, back to back. Teiko, 1 pistol, and then 1 the force they converted, but haven't been able to do much more than that. So hopefully we see a bit of a change up here as a kind of angling down over towards this A site. Already, okay, they are hitting this exec right off the bat. And unfortunately, they've lost a lot of that early util. They've pulled out one nade, but it's completely slowed them down, and now rotations can come.
In this case, Teiko moves inside A side. A lot of sports being expended. Inku finding one at Ninja. Lauren still alive though. Have taken down RT Mod, perfectly executing his lurk too. Finding out H2F. Good amount of damage dealt to Unnamed Project. Lauren all alone. His only option is to just fall back towards CT, because if he doesn't, Evil Scrabble is there to take care of him. Heal him now. Knows there's one there. Keeping the dream alive. But well, picks up the op. Do have a lot of money. Doesn't necessarily need to save it, but still, it would be nice to have a, you know, a bit of an extra cash. Nice.
No, I think he does need to save it, because, like,
yeah.
Resize had like $50 at the start of this round. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. They did manage to get a little bit of cash in this round, so should be okay. Maybe they can buy around for each other. I'll be real. I think that saving,
you're right.
Saving the AWP was definitely the right call there, but unfortunately they get a little bit too eager. I will say I'm impressed that Teiko managed to stabilize the way that they did, because they hit the accelerator way too quickly for my liking. Didn't bait out any of that early util, and instead kind of had to run in dry towards the end of it. Unnamed Project get a little bit too eager. They start pushing through smokes without util. They start losing those battles because, let's face it, they're not playing as cleanly as they should be. And around that, maybe Teiko shouldn't have won, goes their way. And an important one for them, because they come into this with a really good buy. They've got an AWP on Prodigy. Ultimately, gonna feel good about how that went.
This time around, Teiko really defaulting it out, but still a lot more inclined towards B side, knowing that Unnamed Project, they don't probably have a lot of util to expend, and well, when that's the case, B apps is definitely not a bad option. A little bit of presence shown towards mid too. Good nade, and well, good kill. Opening up nest and puts a lot more pressure on Resize there. Resize. It's not. Oh boy. Prodigy's retaliating just in time. Gonna be finding the pick, and that is just gonna be their sign to probably move towards A side. But hey, as they do that, they're gonna be finding the rest of the picks that they need to. So yeah, it's just Teiko taking full advantage of bad economy on Unnamed Project side.
Yeah, it was really odd because they opted to force into the AWP instead of making sure that everyone had a rifle. So their B player was trying to hold that down with a deagle. He was doing some jump spotting to see if he gets some early info and call a rotation, but like any good team will have that B lurk. So spotting out a player doesn't really give you much information. So it was overall some very strange decision making from Unnamed Project. And as you said, they'll take full advantage of it. I like that this is a bit more of a close affair than what we had on that previous map. I do believe this was Teiko's map pick, however. So we do expect them to look a little bit better on it. And bearing in mind that in the first map, they didn't really have much of a T side. It went really quickly because the first half was so dominant. So now they actually have a chance to show us what they're made of, what they can do on this T side. Unfortunately, some of these rounds being a bit too expensive means that Mod now on a Mac 10, not able to they could buy for him, but I think they're trying to save up for long-term econ, and I don't think that's the incorrect play.
Yeah, definitely is. They might just be, setting him up to be the first guy to enter side, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing. But the problem is, there's nobody holding down B side. Gives them entire control. But the bomb yet to be delivered. And Afraid has to say something about that, but Prodigy just completely destroying him right there. Blood splattered all over the wall, and yeah, that's just Insane Larn though. Getting a little bit of value before going for the retake. A lot of HP lost for him to hold on to that rifle. Well, yeah. Kind of unlucky though. Unnamed Project, they kind of went for an aggressive mid-take this time around, not really focusing their forces on towards B side, and Teiko just doing the entire opposite. Yeah, just giving them free side, but oh.
Nasty. Sorry, I cut you off there, but that was a really nasty shot.
It was.
I mean, coming into this round, we didn't really expect them to be able to get too much done. Didn't have much of a buy, so it you know, it was a bit of a throwaway round. Scrabble didn't have to die there, but fair enough, I suppose. Bit rough because they didn't get to save the one rifle into the next round, which would have been nice. Teiko, you know, they like to hunt. They like to do a little bit of cabin in the forest, find some deer heads to mount on the wall. And it tends to work out. And I think that also it's a point of pride, because given how one-sided that last map was, they're like, nope, we're not letting that happen again. We're not getting caught unawares like we had been previously. They want to get as much of a runaway lead as they can in this first half, so that into the second, they've got something to play with. Now, Unnamed Project, we need to see some changes from them. There ain't no way you shoulder peek the AWP, re-peek, win that fight, and now it's a 5v3.
I mean, that just... the way he was able to keep himself there and under, yeah, Prodigy just did not expect that happening. And, well, got himself a kill out of that, but now Teiko, with 2 people died, what do you really do? And considering the positions that they have right now, Smoking lurking up in Palace, I mean, their final move might have been, you know, to move towards A, but now it's just completely deployed, so Smokey has to do a lot on his own, which, well, will be denied too, so this pretty much just leaves Teiko with nothing to really work around with, and maybe go for a kill or 2, but definitely should be looking forward to, you know, Artima especially, just keeping his hands on that gun of his. Teiko, they are doing really well so far, just switching things up constantly, going for the mid takes, going for the B take, fast B approaches depending on how the economy is on Unnamed Project side, but yeah, this time around just quite didn't work out for them, and you definitely cannot take credit away from Unnamed Project from, you know, for adapting to them. I mean, the play by who was it? The Freight, I believe, was super nice. The way he was able to, you know, shut down under so he doesn't really get bothered by anyone coming through under, and was able to take the fight at top mid. Just really nicely calculated, and you just like to see, you know, these calm and collected things like this. But what was that at the end? USP nice.
Love that. I mean, who's expecting him to be there, to be fair? You're like, why would you even be watching for that? But yeah, I think what makes that initial peak so egregious is the fact that he shoulders it, pulls back, re-peeks, doesn't get shot, and then manages to take out the AWP. Like, it's a bit crazy. And both of those peaks were completely dry. There wasn't a single flash. There was nothing to give any sort of cover. So it is definitely a bit of a misplay, I feel like, from Teiko. One of those small moments. Maybe, you know, you get caught sleeping at the wheel. I've heard pros actually talk about how playing a sniper can be so difficult because you just have to sit there and stare at, like, nothing. And sometimes you know, your eyes get a little bit tired. You might get a little bit unfocused. Maybe you take a look at your mini-map for half a second, and before you know it, your head's been blown off. It's difficult. It is. And unfortunately, it was one of those moments where Teiko get caught a little bit unawares. Unnamed start to claw back into this. And economy is starting to become an issue again. We saw this yesterday when it gets so back and forth, when you're going 1 for 1, round for round, blow for blow, no one really getting a chance to build up any sort of an economy. I mean, we had 2 rounds go Teiko's way, then 3 for Unnamed Project, then 3 for Teiko. Now Unnamed Project have won one again, and if we keep going in that fashion, okay, we'll still have some semblance of buy. That's a good flash, my god.
I mean, there was a counter flash too. RT Mod did that, but it just didn't hit. Laron was just way too fast. Well, RT Mod is going to be losing their life there, but H21F could have done a lot there, but I'll just straight up spam through the smoke. Still though, Scrabble's going to be losing his life, and this just leaves Teiko once again just split up entirely and shattered. Inkwell trying to make his way up, also getting some value out of the calm player. Incentive to Prodigy to keep moving up. Smoke. Okay, they are making up for it somehow. Inkwell is getting the frags. Prodigy coming into the battlefield as well is going to be getting the frag, and that just leaves Helan alive in a 1v2 situation, which he definitely should go for because it is very variable. Prodigy on site with the op. Smokey opting for the Tetris area. Helan trying to see if anyone peeks through, but nobody's really too keen on doing that, and yeah, that's just going to be his sign to move back out.
Definitely the right call. Surely. Oh, does he?
Yeah. Come on.
Can you?
You have it. You have this.
Yeah,
let's
there
go.
you go.
Good job.
Okay, it was a little bit touch and go there, but an extra kill. Ooh, okay.
Both of them, in fact.
Nice. All right, cool. So, I mean, they lose the round, but Teiko have to heavily like every single player has to rebuy into this, which means that I suppose it would have made more of an impact if we were a little bit earlier on in the round. There's only 2 rounds left now, so it's not necessarily going to be huge impact, but it's enough because one player now okay. Still have rifles. I was wondering what was happening there with the Tech 9. But yeah. Okay, so we still got some rifles. And it's Unnamed Project that are now in a little bit of a difficult spot because a Deagle and 2 MP9s, not the best buy to try to wrangle back this control.
Definitely not what they really want, but now Teiko one thing. I mean, hey, this is what pretty much Mirage is about. They are splitting themselves up, sending one guy palace every single time, and also one down underpass. Prodigy. That's good. Defray just completely punished there. Definitely did not expect an op to be there, but now H2IF is going to be taking his spot. And look at how aware Prodigy is of that. He just knows it's happening, and he's going to be delivering onto that. 2 players already lost on towards A side, and Helan now calling for the rotate. Smokey already capitalizing on it, and that just leaves 2 once again on Unnamed Project side, and Teiko looking probable to take the round with them, but finally we are seeing some frags come through. Helan getting some work done. Both of the players are going to be retaking from CT. That Molly isn't letting Lyron stay there for longer, but somehow still gets a frag out of it. Still has to move into side though. He will scramble. Position's really good. Definitely going to check, but does he get? Yeah, yes sir, he does. 1 frag already secured. Knows where the other one is. Lyron trying to go for the ninja, but yeah. The spray is going to connect perfectly and take over for yet another round on the board. And yeah, they're just doing really well so far. Just getting the way they're split up all across the map, the way they're getting their picks. It's exactly what Unnamed Project, well, not exactly what Unnamed Project was doing in Dust 2. Because in Dust 2, Unnamed Project was simply just, they were, I don't know, just bringing together 4 people, maybe even 5, just completely, blasting onto Teiko and getting all the frags that they need. But Teiko, they're playing the different game. They are sending people in different spots, but they are still getting those duels, getting those fights, and winning them. And yeah, it is working out for them. As I say, Prodigy just shut down Precise once again.
Oh, that's a great way to kick off this round. Now pushing straight in on towards this A side. MP9 gets way too much value, but eventually does get traded out. Oh, the distraction is huge. H1F gets a team kill. Not great, but that's okay, because he gets 2 of the enemy team as well. And now Prodigy is the last one left alive. And that round, blink and you missed it. And it's a great recovery round from Unnamed Project. It gives them a little bit more to work with as we head into that second half. For Prodigy now, there's so little that he can realistically do. A minute left here, a lot of time, but he doesn't have the bomb, and all he has is an AWP.
he has been doing amazing stuff with the AWP. I mean, right now he doesn't have anything to lose, so here comes 3 kills, and if he doesn't, they definitely are not going to be letting him plant the bomb. Molly is going to be forcing the sandwich guy out of position, but there's the third peek coming through, and yeah, it's going to be sufficient to take him down and end this half in a 5-7 in the favor of Teiko, by the way, which is very nice to see because the last map was just really dominant, and it's as you said, I mean, Teiko just didn't get the chance on T side, you know, and now that they finally did, they were able to show their mettle, and well, 7 rounds, really good for them, and now they are going to be starting this half with the lead, so pistol round it is. An Unnamed project, once again, we have seen how aggressive they have been so far on T side, and well, as you said, Counter-Strike, it's just, ever since Counter-Strike 2 came out, it's just more and more, it's just been getting more and more T-sided, so yeah.
Now the question becomes, can Teiko maintain that control? A pistol round here would be a great way to kick off this second half, and they do have some strong presence onto this A site, which is of course exactly where Unnamed Project are angling. Util already out, Inkle will swing, does get traded off, but now Evil Scrabble has all the information in the world. One drive-by swing, but it's instantly traded back into a 3 versus 3. Unnamed Project have control of the site now, but bomb yet to be planted, still heavily under fire, heavily under pressure. Oki, oh yes please, the dually. My favorite gun in the game. Healing now has to clutch, and unfortunately, not going to be given the chance.
Oh, great round indeed. They just landed all the headshots that they really needed to. Unnamed Project just went all out, just like Teiko, in fact. But, well, the result was the other way around. Teiko, once again, being able to deliver perfectly, and that is going to be their opportunity to buy up, get those Famouses in, get those MP9s, and on the other side, wait, what? AK? Hello, Resize? You good, buddy? They're buying him an AK.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's not his. It can't be his, because he has armor. Yeah, they bought him an AK. It was H2IF, very likely, and now they're just going for the hero AK play, and we're really gonna see if it works out for these guys. Whatever they have in their mind. They're just this is the stuff you love to see, right? Just an entirely unorthodox strat coming through, and well, they even have a timeout for it, so we might just see something amazing coming through. Sam, keep your eyes. Yeah,
open. It's that high risk, high reward play again. You put a little bit of a spend into the round after, you know, not managing to win the pistol. Bit of a rough one for them, unfortunately. So now you're a confident team. You know that you're capable. You know that you can make some crazy things happen. I'll be honest, I'd probably be giving that AK to H2IF because he's been performing incredibly well, not just today, but yesterday as well. Very consistent player. So maybe that should have been the call, but I don't hate this. I think that it can work. Now they've also coupled it with 3 Tech 9s and a Deagle, so there is a lot of explosive firepower here. This could be the exact call, but look at Teiko. They've read into this. They've got 3 players strong towards this B site. This is going to be incredibly difficult.
Definitely is going to be really hard for these guys to do, but hey, they are sending in the Tech 9s first. That nade is going to be dealing a lot of damage, but hey, only 50 distributed across 2 players, so it's not good enough. There we go. Side take incoming. The Molotov not quick enough to stop these guys from entering. There we go. Tech 9's already on side. Kills are being secured. Evil Scrabble taking down 2 before going down himself. Smokey still alive though. Doubling it up with 2 kills, and that just leaves the hero AK-47 alive. Not for long. He's going to be naded to death. A good struggle there by Unnamed Project, but, well, as you said, the heroics coming to play. Evil Scrabble taking down 2 before going down, and Smokey doubling it up as well. Yeah, just shutting down Project entirely right there and then. And, well, the hero rifle just kind of came in a little bit too late. If the trades were there, it definitely was doable, but, yeah, just unlucky, really.
I think that a large part of that is the fact that Teiko read into it. I think that if you've just got one player on B, maybe 2, there's a good chance you can win that one. But they had so many reinforcements so close by that it made it very difficult to isolate any of those duels, which you have to do with those kinds of guns. And now we're back to like a more regular default. Teiko as well, taking, you know, good spatial control on the map, trying to cover as many of their angles as they possibly can so that they can rotate in quickly where necessary. And for Unnamed Project, this is good. They're kind of poking and prodding the map a little bit, trying to get some early information before they actually commit to anything. Okay, but now they're aware that there's a player in Palace, but they've only spotted out one, so could be a lurker. So for Teiko, it's really good that they have opted into patience here, not over-rotating. Let's wait it out. Let's see, is it actually going to be that A hit, or are they attempting some sort of a bait?
Yeah, just waiting for more information to come through. Ooh, amazing shot there. Nasty, in fact, by H2IF. Inkwell shot down onto window. No Smokey. Afraid peaks right on time, but hey, a Deagle and an MP9 is no match at that range, and that just leaves Heelan alive. Which probably is not going to be for much longer, too. Heelan, by the way, Sam, is a 3.8k player right now. 3.8k elo on face it, which is really good, to be honest. It's just... He's struggling a bit in this game, but hey.
Yeah, you know, everybody has an off day, unfortunately. But he's not all that off. He's
yeah, I mean, still maintaining a positive KD, so.
Yeah, no, he's doing very, very well, all things considered. We'll see if we can continue with that. Because Unnamed Project now, I mean, they're looking a lot more tested than what we saw on that first map. They have a lot of good control here. Now, they haven't been able to get a full gun round out, as in full rifles, yet this half, because Unnamed Project keep these rounds so incredibly expensive. And also, like, you've got this MP9. You could just keep extending that, right? Like, you don't necessarily have to replace that. You're winning rounds. You don't have to feel pressured to change things out unnecessarily. Same with the FAMAS. So they're waiting until they actually lose those guns so that they can build up as much of an economy as possible. And again, I think that this is a good call to make. But now, Mod, I like this. Laren is waiting for it. If the timing is on his side, it's not. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, Lurk shut down, and this should be a lot easier for Unnamed Project.
Man advantage secured, but this really comes down to where they move on to next. They know this was pushing up, but afraid. Also creating some space there. Alright, Prodigy coming back to reclear, and yes, he definitely will. But yeah, the Palace push definitely gave them the incentive to move in towards A side. But look at how well Teiko is bouncing back up from it, just reclearing every single space that Unnamed Project took from them. And yeah, they're just on the back up. Lyron just being the last guy alive. What can he really do? But he can actually do a lot, because it's just a 1v2. But regardless. Yeah, it's just really nice the way Teiko was able to bounce back up from it. They were giving the early picks to Unnamed Project, and Will, you can't really take away the credit how they were reading into them, but that's exactly as I said. It just really just comes down to where they move on into next, because Teiko, the way they're just so proactive, the way they're repositioning themselves into areas, the way that, you know, this, to be very specific, Prodigy just came just in time to reclear window, not give any unnecessary space to Unnamed Project. Yeah, it's just really working out for them in the river.
Really good stabilization as well. Ability to kind of regroup and reconfigure yourself even when you're at a little bit of a disadvantage. Losing that first player early on can put you in a bit of a tight spot, but they play together really well, and Unnamed Project kind of moving towards where they've got more of a stack certainly plays in their favor, and they can pivot off of that quite nicely. And now Unnamed Project, 6-round deficit. Definitely not having the same impact that we had seen earlier on. Nice opener here. And he does actually manage to stay alive and slip away. So again, advantage Unnamed Project. How do they pivot from here?
Deep inside enemy lines right now. Even there as well, finding one pick somehow. Yeah, they do not expect Lauren to be there. How is he even there? Prodigy's probably confused. How did he die? How does Smokey not know about him? But somehow he is, and well, that just leaves Evil Scrabble alive, who really can't do much in a situation like this except saving his gun.
I enjoy contact plays. I think that they can work. Look, they can go horribly wrong, but if you if you do it right, you can get stupid amounts of value. And then this is such a good example of that as well. Manages to get so up close and personal without really being spotted. And they come through this round with 5 players left alive, and they've managed to yoink the AWP away, which is huge. Now, looking to hunt this last player. Evil Scrabble, not one to go without a fight, so I think we do need to see some caution here. Oh, he had no idea! Oh, he was looking the wrong way. Surely he heard the footsteps. But either way, Unnamed Project gonna be happy with that one. All 5 players from Teiko deleted. Unnamed Project now starting to potentially claw back in. We'll see a timeout to come through from Teiko. They want to stop that momentum before it even has a chance to build, which is a very strong strategy in and of itself. Very often you'll see a pause come through, and the entire intention behind the pause is to just stop that momentum, stop the enemy team from like continuing that snowball. So we'll take a pause here. We'll take a breath. For Unnamed Project, I mean, this kind of works in their favor as well, because the excitement of winning that round, they now have a chance to cool off a little bit and make sure that their heads are screwed on for the next.
Yeah, definitely is the case. And this timeout is going to be serving for them to do that. And now, Teiko probably wants to close this out as soon as possible, because, hey, if they do let this go out of their hands, Unnamed Project could be turning the tables anytime. So, yeah, they really don't want this going the other way around. Economy, not really all that well. On Teiko's side, they don't have, the best of util sets that they possibly could, but hey, they still have invested into an op in Prodigy's hands, and yeah, we've seen him do a lot of great stuff with it. Well, on the other side, look at Unnamed Project. We are going to be seeing another timer come through from their side too, but hey, speaking in terms of their economy, they do have a lot of utils. With only H2IF lacking a little bit, that isn't really going to be making a huge difference, but the problem is, how do they really approach this? They have to come back up with, they are in a 5-round deficit right now, so they have to come back up from it. But how do they exactly do it? They have been fighting mid, they have been getting the picks, but Teiko have been getting the reads on, and Teiko has been really proactive in how they're adjusting. Unnamed Project is not being given any time to, even think to where to go next. So the only really move for Unnamed Project that's left here is just getting to sites as fast as possible, not really wasting any time. As soon as they get a pick anywhere towards mid, if you're finding a pick maybe on mid, maybe on the con guy, just start moving towards A, get your A lurks to start moving in, and yeah, just so on and so forth. So yeah, Unnamed Project, if they want to get this map, really need to amp things up.
I think on the flip side to that, I'd like to see them kind of default a little bit more. Defaulting is something that we haven't really seen a lot of over the last couple of days. And it's all
Definitely
about doing a little bit of poke and prod. Exactly, right? It's not something that they do at all. So I'd like to potentially see that on the flip side, right? Try and get some of those early picks, play for picks, back away a little bit, get early information. Like, what is that? How have you done that? 2 kills straight away. And again, it's because Unnamed Project get too eager and they're pushing into main. The rest of the team is like nowhere. They're in no sort of position to be doing anything. It's too you're hitting the accelerator way too soon, and you're not giving yourself a chance to get a foothold to actually pivot off of.
Yeah, Evil Scrabble is completely destroying any chances of those A-main guys, but now they're still alive, and there's being a regroup being created towards A side. Wild Afraid does have a really good spot there. Evil Scrabble, definitely a bit too wary about that, but well, Afraid already has crossed and has no intentions of moving back towards B. Definitely is going to end up in being an A hit. Both of the players who are playing A are positioned towards CT, so they could definitely cut him off, cut them both off, in fact. Right time. He's good. Should let them get the bomb down at least. It's going to be an A-main plant. H2IF alive. Holding it. At least one gets one. Yes, sir, he does. Falls back right in time. And now, this is definitely very doable for these guys. 3v3 situation created. Afraid once again in a really good spot. No information given out just yet. All he really does need to do is just not peek for now. There we go. He's still taking it. He's not letting go of it, but the Frayed gets the better of him. Is going to be getting the kill. Prodigy now has to shift up into him. Has to clear him out. Misses the first shot. USP out. Is going to be making up for it, but there we go. Trying to find the bomb. Just cannot find it in time, and they're running out of time. They just couldn't find the bomb. That is so unlucky for Evil Scrabble.
That's really well played from Unnamed Project, though. A good stabilization, right? Like, I was just busy criticizing how they went in too quickly. They jumped the gun a bit. They lost 2 players early. But then they hit the brakes. And they're like, whoa, guys. Whoa, we made a mistake. Let's slow down. Let's, contact a little bit. Cut noise. Wait. And bait. Teiko, do a little bit of rotating. Because, noise has been cut and they're like, oh, well, are they going to keep pushing A? Are they going to rotate? So they start rotating. And then Project get in onto the site and plant it in a... See, the problem with planting default is that everyone knows where default is. You plant a little bit off default, you give yourself a huge advantage if you can throw a smoke on it. Exactly what they do. And it's beautiful. It's perfect, in fact. And Unnamed Project will get themselves up to 7. They've decimated economy here. Prodigy still has an AWP, but aside from that, it's just pistols. So, I mean, if Teiko win this round, it will be freaking egregious, but I'll also be impressed. And nope, with the AWP getting shut down there, this should be a pretty telegraphed round, and Unnamed should get an 8th.
Yeah, pretty much a textbook round coming in from Unnamed Project. Definitely having the stronger guns, the bigger guns. There's the potential of a few shots still being landed on Teiko. Hasn't exactly been found out, but just as I say that, the Frayed is going to be popping his head right away. And yeah, that just pretty much ends any chances of Teiko taking this round. And it's going to be an 11-8, which on the project seems like they are bringing it a little close. I mean, Teiko probably were... Okay. That made me a little cautious there. Like, okay, you can definitely get a few more. But hey, Unnamed Project bringing it closer and closer with now getting the 8th round, which Teiko probably isn't too happy about, because before it was like, hey, okay, 1 round, 2 round, it's fine, we can win this, we can take this, but now it's just a little too close for comfort for Teiko, and they definitely do want to end this as soon as possible, in which they will be able to, because hey, Able to travel, he was able to save an op, which, wait a second, kill, doesn't have to, yeah, good job, thank you. Alright, I just play way too much CS2, not get involved in that.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. I mean, that was a fantastic shot as well. A second there would have been actually pretty nice.
It was just a very split-second thing, because if he landed on the floor there just a split second earlier, he could have been able to kill Evil Scrabble, and that just meant no off for Teiko. Yeah.
Well, at least they do have that, and they can reinvest quite well, reasonably well anyway, into this round. But I've been impressed with the resurgence from Unnamed Project, right? When your back's against the wall, you realize everything's working against you. You've got to come up perfect. They catch out the attempt at a bit of a lurk there, and that gives them that early, numbers advantage, but it's instantly traded back. What's crazy to me is they've just gotten the site basically for free. Bomb has been planted. They have full control now, and this retake from Teiko has got to be pretty damn perfect with only a smattering of utility left. They've got quite a few smokes, well, 1 smoke and a couple of, no, 1 molly, 3 smokes. I'm having one of my moments. So a lot of util to play with.
Definitely is the case, and now they're on site with Teiko. Just not being let into sight no matter what they do. Unnamed Project, they have it locked down pretty nicely. Smoke lasting that long. I mean, they're able to, get the bomb down really fast, and yeah, the smokes are still up there. Teiko trying for the early retake, but just completely shut out. And well, there you have it. 11-9, which is a really doable scoreline. Because, yeah, there's just 2 more rounds to go. And it's going to be even again, which just gives Unnamed Project a little bit of, not even a little bit, a lot of hope of actually taking this map. And instead, going for a 1-1, making it a 2-0 yet again.
Yeah, that's an important one, right? The fact that we're getting closer and closer to the final map. Oh, what a shot! Precise beautifully shuts Prodigy down as Prodigy attempts to get a little bit of early information, maybe an early pick-off. And again, numbers advantage in favor of Unnamed Project. Teiko perhaps getting a little bit too aggressive in these rounds. It's another moment of that. No utility used, just a dry swing, and instantly loses his head. The site now freely in control of Unnamed Project.
This is really what they had to do. Because you see how the way they moved into short right after getting the pick on Khan? That's exactly what they gotta do. You just really have to make it so that Teiko doesn't have time to resettle again. They don't have time to reposition. They don't have the time to, regain control of B side. I mean, hey, okay, they got a pick on Khan. They might be moving short. Let's just, reposition ourselves to strengthen up B or strengthen up Khan. Teiko is not being allowed any time to even think, but just letting Unnamed Project just go waltz their way into sites and just get those bombs down and get the round. So far working out really well, and it's just been giving them rounds. And after this it's going to be 11-10, which is super, makes it just really viable for Unnamed Project to actually take this map, which I'm kind of happy about, because after that many rounds recovered, they really kind of do deserve it.
Well, they've managed to take a couple of guns away towards the end of that round as well, lose a couple of their own, but ultimately they're not going to be feeling too upset about that, because this reinvest from Teiko is going to stretch them just about to their limit. Not much cash left in bank, and so important as well because winning this round evens out the scoreline. Now, for Teiko, they will have that max loss streak bonus, so into the next round, they should still be able to eke something out, but the question becomes, do you want to? Because at that point, it's map point. No, I lie, because we Unnamed have to get to 11 first. Okay, no, they're still fine. They could put a little bit of a spend into that next round, although, for the long-term economy purposes, maybe not the best call.
For sure, but now, Unnamed Project doing a little bit of a B-split. Yeah, two coming through from short. Shut down early on though. Ankle. Lyron jumps out of ass. Has to deal with two people. Here's one. Takes him down perfectly. Tries for the spray transfer, but just doesn't connect. Jail guy still alive. MP9 online. Needs to be cleared out. Afraid sees him and that's the shot. That's the position that he really needed to be in. RT mod finally coming on the flank. I don't hear him yet, but now they do. Nobody's reacting. Mistake there. You just. Oh, it's an A1S, so not really his fault, but Size is gonna be retaliating soon enough. And done and dusted. Our team mod really should have gotten a kill there, but oh well.
I mean, the big thing for me is the fact that Larian runs through apps, jumps out, runs across the site. There is no shift walking here. We are stampeding our way through the site. Swings out, gets a kill. Nobody is there to trade. I believe that it was... I want to say it was Prodigy. It might have been Inkwell. Maybe Smokey. No, it was Smokey. Chilling backside with the MP9. Doesn't swing. Doesn't, just kind of sits there. And then moments later, after the smoke clears, he dies as well. Larian gets away with murder and remains unpunished. And that's a problem, because with that player still alive, you've given way too many reinforcements. We've allowed way too many reinforcements for Unnamed Project. So Teiko needs to, and again, it's what I was saying on that previous map, that confidence starting to wane, not being willing to take those risks that they really do need to be taking.
Definitely is the case. Smokey definitely should have repositioned himself there, but... well, it is what it is now. It's going now. Unnamed Project leaning on towards the other side of the map. Not really an exec. Smokes come through. Unnamed Project feeling a lot more confident than before. Just going out dry in the open, trying to find some picks, but Teiko just being extremely passive. Not showing any of their heads. Look at how nicely they are tucked up inside CT and Con. Afraid. This is a... oh, no. Well, he has kind of the read, but Smoking... well, should be a fairly easy kill, and well, there you go. That gives
such a good opener.
A lot more space, Look at how they're just moving towards A side. The problem is, Unnamed Project, they do still have the time. Teiko isn't exactly inside side. They're still playing out pretty passive. going on for the retake. 3 people already positioned towards CT. Precise, extremely strong, but Evil Scrabble is going to be getting a spam! Nasty shot coming in from Lyron there. Good kill on to Prodigy. Healing. Risking it all for the bomb. It's now a 3v3. The most interesting part though is there one guy is coming up from a main and he could be a deadly force. If the timing is just right, healing. He finds the pick onto Inkle. That gives him a little bit more space to work around with. Evil Scrabble also coming in. This guy just, yeah, it's way too strong. Precise just knows what to hold and what to not. And finishing out with a no-scope. Clean as ever.
Nasty little no-scope
Oh,
there. Again, a lot of this...
Oh my god.
A lot of this comes down to timing, man. Like, you've got 3 players coming in with a 3-pronged attack, and they allow too much time to tick down. They allow Unnamed Project to really push them and take control. And sure, okay, so your ramp player dies, and then Evil Scrabble, who's in jungle, manages to get a trade-off, but now his position is known, so he can get traded out a little bit later on. I mean, he's the last to die. It's actually the player coming in from main, but like there isn't enough cohesion between those 3 players that are still left alive. It's kind of 1 for 1 for 1, and if you give that to Unknown Project, they'll take it. And my god, Teiko by 2 AWPs into this round before the AWPs even wipe their eyes clean. Already they've lost a player, but they have managed to recover here. 3 versus 3. The problem is they now have to retake with 2 AWPs.
Oh, Inkle. Just not cautious enough there, giving away a pick, but now it is Lyron and Precise for the, well...
Hang on.
1v1 now. Evil Scrabble moving in. Oh my god. Ow. That is Unnamed Project coming back up from so many rounds that it is insane. And well, this is really not what we expected to happen. Teiko was just doing so well all around. And